I want to get my life back together. I want to give this season of my life some structure. I'm not sure where it's going to lead me to, but I know for sure I am deserving. I am deserving of a clean space. I am deserving of less painful days. I am deserving of less heavy days. So while I might not know what will happen tomorrow, what will happen this week, what will happen the next hour, I'm winning myself on camera. As always, to finally get my life together. My outcomes.
If you're wondering if you're normal, the answer is most likely yes. When you're going through grief and the things that are associated with it, you might be trying to understand if these things are normal. The overwhelming sense of loss, the overwhelming loss of identity, the anger, the sadness, all of it's normal. So that numbness you're experiencing, that's normal. The exhaustion that you're experiencing, that's normal. The grief fog that you have, that's normal. And it's scary because those things don't really happen to us. But when something happens so abruptly, when we're hit by a loss of this magnitude, it does mess with us. And trying to figure that out is not only intimidating, but it's trying to figure out really where to start. So then we start to ask ourselves, well, how long is it going to last? Is this something I'm going to have to go through? And it is. Grief is something that everyone goes through. And while it's a universal experience, it's still extremely personal to you. So nothing's wrong with you. It is something that's normal. But you do have to go through grief, because while grief is a universal experience, it is still personally unique to each of us as individuals. So take your time, take it day by day. Don't focus on trying to get over the grief that you have. It's going to be more of integrating it within your life.
Been through a lot. I've seen a lot. And sometimes it resonates with you. Sometimes it doesn't. The point of grief, when you find someone that you enjoy, when you find something that you like, is to try it out. If it doesn't work for you,
it doesn't work for you. There's no one that has a monopoly on grief. There's no one that has a monopoly on how you should feel or what's going to be the best thing to work. It's a lot of times stumbling and figuring it out. For me, I enjoy writing. I enjoy listening to music. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy trying to understand the process of grief. That may not work for everyone, and it doesn't work for everyone. But if you can find something that not only helps you to understand your grief, but to cope with it, to integrate it into your life, you owe it to yourself to try. It's hard going through grief because a lot of times you feel that the more that you progress, that you're going to leave them behind, that you're going to forget about them. That's not true. If you're thinking about them and you can't get them out of your mind, you're never going to forget them. If you talk about them and you share your stories and you share your experiences and the things that you love about them, you're never going to forget them. If you allow yourself to take time to think about them and to really reflect on what they meant to you, you're never going to forget them. And it doesn't mean you're not going to figure out what works. You will. And that doesn't mean that that's going to be now. That's not going to be a week, could be a month. It just depends on the timeline that you're understanding and that you're processing it. But as long as you're trying, that's the goal. You want to heal yourself, don't you? You want all the pain, you want all the hurt, you want all the feelings that you're experiencing to go away. Because for people, as humans, experiencing the pain is one of the hardest things that we have to endure. Because life is nice when you're smiling, when you're laughing, when things are going well. But when things aren't and things feel like nothing's going to get better, it's where you just want it all to stop and you're trying to figure out how to heal yourself from some of the emotional pains and scars that you're going through. And as it relates to grief, you don't want to feel that anymore. You want to be able to be the person that you used to be. And trying to heal feels like you're going in 30 different directions. And grief's going to feel like that. It's going to feel like you can't figure out how to get that one foot in front of the other. It feels like you're going to stumble a lot. It feels like you're going to miss the person that you were. It feels like you're becoming someone that you don't know. And that does happen with grief. Because I can recommend, I can give advice, but you know it's going to help you. And you can read as many books, you can look at things, but until you start trying them, until you start trying to figure out what it is that you want to do, how life is going to look like,
that's when you're going to make some of the progress that you may have not seen before. And you will try things out and you will have great success, but you will also have some extreme setbacks. And it's going to want to make you give up, like, I tried all of this and now I feel like I'm back at square one. But sometimes learning from the things that we're going through helps us to get to where we want to be. So don't give up. Don't give up. Grief is a lifelong process. And when you're processing it, you will move about your grief in different ways at different times. There will be times where you will see something and have something that your loved one left that you can't move from that space. And then one day you'll see it and you'll be able to move it because you know, you understand, and you accept the emotional distress that's going to come with it. But you had to work up to that. You had to understand more about yourself. You had to be ready. So that's why we say take your time when you're grieving. Don't rush to things because it will happen. It's just that when you're ready to do it, you'll be ready.